Hey there, busy mama. I got you. No need to worry. I did the homework for you. As your wellness concierge, I'll connect you to greater health and guide you to be fully alive and well. I'm a former Navy nurse and lactation consultant turned homeschool mama, focusing my love of education and health and wellness toward helping others. I don't even pretend to have it all together, and I'm totally okay with that. I can keep it real. I'm here for encouragement, sharing my voice and my journey, and to have fun. And just maybe a little learning too. Here, you'll find education, empowerment, and authenticity on a weekly basis. I am your host, Stacey Myers, the Hot Mess Homeschooler. Welcome to the podcast. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. I am back out in my lanai with my cup of coffee in hand, listening to the birds sing happily and enjoying the beautiful blue skies and sunshine down here in Florida. And I hope wherever you are, that you are experiencing a lovely start to your day as well. Last week's episode, I talked about where we are in our homeschool journey currently, some of the issues that my son is facing, and some of the challenges that, we've experienced and what we were going to do going forward. So in this, I've been doing a lot of reading and research to better equip myself as not only his homeschool teacher, but as his mom and, to share with my husband so we can parent him better as well. And in this reading, it always strikes me as, yes, I'm reading for my child or to better this experience, but some of these concepts apply to everybody, even if you're not homeschooling, even if you're not even a parent. Like, just if you are a person, some of these ideas can totally apply to you and benefit your life. So I really wanted to share that because it's so important. And I laugh because as a homeschool mom, I'm wrapping up our 8th year shortly. Although really in the homeschool world, you never really wrap up a year. You kind of just seep on into the next one because we always just kind of keep continuing on. But 8 years finishing of homeschool. And from the get-go, it was very clear to me and honestly shocking to see just how much this homeschooling and journey has taught me about myself. You learn about, how you are in different things as being a teacher or even a parent, but personally, just the different personality traits that have come out, different things I didn't know really mattered to me that have surfaced throughout this process has been kind of eye-opening and surprising. So I laugh because this, as an entrepreneur, personal development is huge in this, in this area, right? Because you don't have a boss telling you you're your own boss. You have to be responsible for yourself, be disciplined to do the work and such. So personal development is something that's really huge in this field, but I never envisioned it would be for homeschool, I guess. I thought more just along the lines of education, but really this education applies to the mamas too and the daddies. So through this, I wanted to share with you about mindset because mindset matters in the personal development world. It's so important, and in the homeschool arena and in life, right? What we think about is the start of all of our actions and how we can be successful or not. Saint Joan of Arc said, all battles are first won or lost in the mind. And wow, that just struck me because it's so true. Where we are and what we think about, internally really sets the tone for how we will show up in the world, the actions that we'll take, the intentions, and how we perform. And anyway, it's just so incredible to me to think about because all right, success in any human endeavor, right, is influenced by our talents and our abilities. I think everyone can agree with that. But how do we view that, right? How do we view that talents and abilities? Are they something that we're born with? Or are they something that we can develop? I mean, think about that for a second, because, this has a huge impact on our mindset. So Dr. Carol Dweck wrote a book called Mindset. Years ago, I read it. And they keep referencing it in a couple of the books I'm reading now on ADHD for my son. And it just really resonated with me again on how crucial this is, right? So it's either Dr. Dweck says that you can have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset. And fixed mindset is the idea that we have something that we were given at birth. So like everything that we have, we got at birth, like, whether we are considered smart or athletic or musical or whatever, like we were given those talents and abilities at birth, and that's what we have, and that's it. And growth mindset is the idea that you can develop talents and abilities. Okay. So let's look at the fixed mindset, right? Like if we are given everything that we have at birth, right? Like you get what you get and you don't throw a fit. It's kind of defeating, right? Like what if, like for example, my sister is we always said, she's the athletic one, I'm the smart one. Now she's very smart. I still do not have any athletic ability, but it's like, we kind of put these labels on ourselves, and I don't know, like that, would that make me try to be an athlete if I thought that I was just the smart one? Could I be better? Well, maybe. I mean, I guess I could practice, but if I didn't feel like I had the natural talent, then maybe I wouldn't even want to try. But, and that's not super motivating, So if you look at it though, from a growth mindset, the idea that you can gain new abilities, that you can develop, you can look at your weaknesses as areas to be improved upon with practice. So, for example, if you want to play the piano, some people, yes, have God-given abilities that they can have that ear for music and their fingers just seem to flow with the notes. But does that mean because I have never played a piano that I couldn't be just as good or good enough? No, I can learn, I can take lessons, and I can learn that skill. And with time and practice, maybe I'm not going to be the best or the next, insert your favorite pianist here. I don't know, but I can learn to play and play well just simply by practicing and putting forth the effort. So I think that's really important. And we need to consider, where do we fall in this spectrum? How do we view mindset? Like, and do we have a growth mindset or a fixed mindset? Because that can really make a difference for how we, again, perform and show up. So I think most people would probably say, oh, yeah, I have a growth mindset. I think we can do those things. But in your day-to-day life, in your real life, in the thoughts that come through in certain moments, you may realize like, no, I definitely have more of a fixed mindset, right? And the good news is you can change that and you can grow. And I definitely recommend getting her book because it's really good, and it shows you all those areas that you can help, again, having the growth mindset to change your own mindset and get yourself thinking along the right train of thought, because that can make a difference. It can make all the difference in everything that you do. So in growth mindset is the idea that weaknesses can be improved with practice. Making mistakes is essential for learning. You use them as a tool for evaluation and assessment to improve. It's not a failure. Fixed mindset would say, oh, I can't make a mistake because that's failing. Fixed mindset tend to be like perfectionist people. They want to be the best. They have to be the best because that's where their value comes from. And they're afraid to fail because they don't want to look stupid, or they don't want to be wrong, or, they have to be that number one. Growth mindset understands making mistakes as just a part of learning. And it's definitely encouraged. Don't try to make a mistake, but if you do, it's okay. What did you learn from it? How do I make myself better? What can I gain from this? And, what will I change for the next time? So this idea of learning being dynamic and being on a continuum is just beautiful to me. And I think that's so important for people to understand that, there was a meme going around, oh my gosh, it's been several years now, and I don't even remember all of it, but I'm sure you may have seen it. It was, Tina Fey didn't start, till her 40s, and, all the different sports people and famous people now that we look at, but in the beginning of their lives, for a chunk of it, they were actually what you may consider to the world as failures, but they kept trying and they kept persevering and learning from the failures that they had to make themselves better. Even I've heard Michael Jordan only, he made 44% of his shots, but we remember him as being one of the greats in basketball. But again, it was the effort that he put in and how he showed up practicing. And yes, he may have had an ability, but he continued to hone it and grow it because that was his passion. So understanding that, even if you have a fixed mindset, you can change that to a growth mindset. And it might take some time and effort, but that can be super helpful. You're not just born with X, Y, or Z. You can learn and grow throughout your lifetime. We all have different temperaments and aptitudes based on our genetic endowment. Of course, no one's going to disagree with that. But our experience, training, and our personal effort can take us the rest of the way there. And I think that's what's important. That grit, that perseverance, that just again, that commitment to showing up and being your best self with personal development and trying to make yourself the best person, and understanding you don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't have to be perfect. It's okay to make mistakes. What do you do with them? So whether, again, this is applying to a child that is in education, trying to learn and grow, or yourself, right? Lifelong learning. We need to look at it as, how can we continue to improve every day? And the ADHD books that I'm reading right now, I have put in the link I told you about. It has the, in my Amazon favorites, I have a little, a kit you can look at with all the books and the tools that I'm using. But they're talking about really loving the child that you have in front of you, right? We need to really, as parents, look at the child God blessed us with. Not the one we thought we would have, or not the one who we thought or hoped they'd be, but we have to love the child who is right in front of us with all of their challenges and difficulties and flaws, just like we want to be loved for who we are with all of our challenges, difficulties, and flaws, right? We all have beautiful aspects of ourselves. We all have parts of ourselves that are not so beautiful. And, we were born that way. However, we can look at improving some of the areas where we struggle in And that's okay too. We can be enough and a work in progress. And that's okay. We can always try to make ourselves better. We were made in the image and likeness of our Almighty God. So in that aspect, we were created out of love. And we are enough. But that doesn't mean we get to rest there, right? We don't get to say, oh, okay, this is good. We are loved just for who we are. We don't have to do anything to earn it or to prove it. But it's also important that we don't just sit there and say, oh, okay, this is how I am. It's important to always grow and try to make ourselves better. So whether that's in prayer life or, developing a relationship with God, improving our relationship with our spouse or our friends or the people around us, our children. How can we be better employees? How can we, how do we show up in the world? Not any one of us is perfect. So yes, we are loved and we are enough as we are, but we can still be a work in progress, trying to not attain perfection, but just trying to make ourselves be the very best version of us that we can. And I think that's so important. And I look at it even as my own health journey. I have a lot of information that I've gained from doing different research because I'm on a journey myself. No, I don't look how I want to look. And I feel great, but I'm always trying to feel better. That doesn't mean that I can't share information with you that I've learned because I don't look like a supermodel or, the picture of athleticism. But I have a lot of information and I'm super healthy and doing so much better on the inside because of those changes that I've made. And so again, I'm not happy with where I am on the outside, but I'll get there. And making the changes and doing the things that I know to do. And maybe I won't. Maybe this is all just a part of the journey, but I'm not going to give up. I'm just going to keep trying. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you are interested in reading more, the book is called Mindset by Dr. Carol Dweck. I will add that into my Amazon favorites. If you go to hotmesshomeschooler.com/linkme, Amazon favorites, and then I will throw that in with the under the ADHD and dyslexia kit that is there. You can find that book linked right there, so you can pick that up. It's an excellent book. I highly recommend it. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I just wanted to share those ideas with you because I think, again, it's so important. And we all need to, again, embrace ourselves where we are and then look critically and say, where do we want to go and how do we get there? And it's going to start in our mindset. We don't want to have, fatalistic, like this is just it. I don't believe it is. I believe we can make change and we can do better. And, so what areas are they for you? Is it in your prayer life? Is it in your personal life? Is it in your mindset? Is it maybe, you want to be, like I said, a better employee? Do you want to be a better parent? What needs to change and how will you get there? I'd love to hear more about it. If you read the book or you have any thoughts or ideas, please comment below. I'd love to hear where you are. Please connect with me on socials and head over to hotmesshomeschooler.com/linkme. Have a look around the site, see what else is there. And I look forward to chatting with you next time, but good luck. And remember, growth mindset. Have a wonderful day. I will talk to you soon. And until then, be alive and well. Hey, thanks for listening. Head on over to hotmesshomeschooler.com where you'll find all the things. Connect with me on socials, check out the blog, and subscribe to the podcast on your favorite platform. I look forward to serving you. Have a wonderful day And until next time, be alive and well.